Okay, so here we welcome John Scully to the Digital Fight Journal. Congratulations on your most recent win over Bernard Hopkins. You got Chad Dawson to win the title off him about a week ago now, and there's still a big buzz going around over that controversial ending. Take us through the fight and let us know what's going on right now. We understand that Bernard Hopkins has undergone an MRI, so there's an appeal. There's an appeal for the decision, and many are saying that it was a fair win. And then, of course, we got other people saying that the fight should have been a no contest. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's such a crazy situation. I've never actually personally been involved in something so crazy and just unexpected. To be honest, completely honest, I try to be as truthful as possible. I mean, I see both sides of the story. I can see why they say what they say, and I certainly see our point of view. So I could understand. I suppose if I was on their side, I'd be saying the same thing they are. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, Bernard has been involved in so many situations like this in his career that, it stands to reason that it's got to have something to do with him. I mean, he's always finding himself in this situation with Roy Jones and Joe Kawasaki and years ago, Robert Allen and just other fights. So, I'm still kind of at a loss for words in a certain way of speaking now. It's just such a crazy thing. It's just unfortunate, and obviously I wish it never happened. I wish the fight went the whole 12 or whatever. It just came to its natural conclusion, so we'd have a real champion.
Yeah, actually, it is a shame. I've been hearing also that the decision has been reversed. Is that correct?
Apparently, they have the WBC. Now, this is unusual, maybe not for them, but they have actually taken it upon themselves to call the fight a no contest. A technical draw. They're now waiting for the California Commission to make their ruling. So this is the commission, this is the sanctioning body taking it upon themselves to make the ruling, which I think is kind of unusual. I'm not sure the logic behind not waiting for the sanction body. Behind the commission, but apparently that's what's happening.
So does this mean that we will see, in fact, a rematch between Dawson versus Hopkins, or will Dawson just go and face Jean Pascal once again?
Well, at this point, I don't know if Jean Pascal would want to fight Chad, because Chad won't have the belt. And the fight with Hopkins, me personally, I think on the bright side, all this controversy and everything would actually add to the fight. Some people seem to disagree, so I'm not really sure. To be honest with you, right now, it's I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't even, since I heard the news, which was only about half an hour ago, I actually haven't been able to speak to anyone associated with our team.
Now, with what happened, Bernard Hopkins dislocating his shoulder, do you think that he was acting out, or do you? What do you think?
You know what? On the one hand, I don't want to out and out accuse someone of faking. That's not really me. I'm just saying, I will say it's unusual that it happened to this particular guy, because similar situations have happened not just once, but numerous times. And you could look at Sugar Ray Leonard and all the great fights he had, the tough fights he had. Nothing like this ever happened. Tommy Hearns, nothing like this ever happened. Roy Jones, et cetera, other than, he hit Montel when Montel was down, but nothing ever happened to him. So Hopkins, frequently, you could actually say frequently things have happened to him like this. So I don't know. I mean, it's that speaks volumes right there. Just the fact that it's happened to this particular guy so many times.
Well, yeah, actually, many think that Hopkins was faking it. Whether or not he was, we don't know that for sure yet. But I guess a lot of people saw Dawson winning the fight, and they figure that Hopkins just pretty much quit.
Right. I mean, you know what? I believe that Chad was winning. At that point in time, I felt really good about how the fight was unfolding. I was very confident. So I'll take that for what it's worth. But I certainly was feeling very good in the corner.
And also, Russ Amber, who you know very well, made a good point most recently, saying that Jean Pascal was injured in one of his fights, and he just fought on. So therefore, why couldn't Bernard Hopkins fight on?
Right. Oh, and you know what? There's many examples in history of guys who were hurt, what I would say at least as bad as Hopkins was just then. And Jean Pascal is a great example of a guy who was terribly injured in this fight with Diacano a few years ago. And he not only fought through it, but he won. Came through and won the fight. So, it's happened to guys, and they've chosen to dig down and fight through it, and Hopkins did not.
Right. I understand that at this point it's kind of early to say, but what would you want next for Dawson? What do you think is the right thing?
I mean, my thing is, most likely Hopkins will not be able to fight for quite a while. If this injury is legit, or even if it's not legit and he has to make it seem like it's legit, he won't be able to fight for a while. So, what's he going to do? He can't just let the title sit there. Maybe if they had an interim champion or something of that nature, maybe have Chad fight Pascal in a fight, for an interim title, or maybe for the number one spot, or whatever however they do things these days. I certainly don't want to see Chad sit around. He had a great training camp. I mean, that's the thing for me that was so disappointing, because we did have such a great training camp. We were just so eager to test out all the things we worked on and all the things that were going on in the gym that were perfect. And so having him sit around is just not going to be good. So I'd like to see him fight anybody at this point.
Right on. So I take it you're going to continue working with Chad Dawson, as you've done many years ago, and now you reunited with him most recently. So you are going to continue working with him, right?
Yes, well, I spoke to him a couple hours ago, and he told me he'd see me in the gym on Monday, and I see no reason why we wouldn't be together. I mean, the training camp went extremely well. According to him, he told me that he was really happy with the way we worked together. So I don't see any reason why we won't be together for a long time.
Yeah, hopefully we can see either a rematch with Hopkins or Pascal. Of course, the fight with Pascal, a lot of people did say that Dawson was actually coming back in the end, and he hurt Pascal. So that's another thing that we gotta look forward to.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I have no doubts in my mind that Chad was about to stop Pascal. Like, I think most people realize that that's a fact. Maybe not a fact, but I would say that the chances, the odds have been pretty high that Chad would have stopped him at that moment when they actually headbutted. So, but we'll never know for sure. But the only way to see is just to have them fight again.
Yeah, and one last thing. Speaking of Pascal, I understand that he got into an argument with Dawson after the fight. What happened there?
Well, it wasn't so much of an argument. It was actually kind of comical. He went to the press conference and he tried to make a little bit of a scene and, drum up some interest in the fight. And, Chad kind of shut him down, I guess, verbally. And at one point, the big thing was I guess for some reason he wore this suit, and then he had the jacket off, and the pants were really tight. And Chad said something about, he should sit down with his tight pants, and it kind of, the whole room started laughing, and Gene seemed pretty embarrassed, and so that was actually kind of the highlight of their confrontation.
Wow. Well, hopefully we can get those two back in the ring, like I said, if not against Hopkins. And I appreciate you taking the time once again. And we wish you all the best in the decision. Hopefully it goes your way. And we look forward to speaking to you soon.
I appreciate it. Call me anytime. I'm always available to talk about boxing anytime.
Thanks, brother.
All right, buddy. Call me whenever you need me. Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right.